Morning, welcome to the channel. Something slightly different today. I'm going to do a updated review on this, my 2023 Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 in Barcelona Blue. I bought it last September, so I've owned it just about 12 months. I can't remember the date, I'll have to look that up. But this is just an update from that original review that I did. What's it been like after 12 months? Any regrets, any problems? And how do I feel about it now? So if you stick around, I'll tell you my thoughts on it. Yeah, I went to Apple Yards in September last year. Just have a look, see what they've got in. And when we went in, I saw an orange crush Interceptor, obviously the one with polished engine casings, and I thought, oh, I like that. I think it was about $3.5 grand, something like that, maybe a bit more. But at side of it was this, and Luke, my son, he said, what about this one here? I said, oh, let's have a look at that. And I'd seen these before and it didn't really float my boat, to be honest. When I obviously only in pictures, but when I saw one in metal, I thought, hey, it looks alright that. So anyway, I had a sit on it and I thought, hey, it feels not bad, it's not bad. And anyway, got keys, did salesman, started it up. That's when I heard these powerage pipes for the first time. And 15 minutes later I'd bought it. It cost me $5 grand. Now, I know they're a lot cheaper than that these days. They don't hold the value, so if you decide to get one of these, you are going to lose money. But that is what it is. Like with most things, I suppose, innit? You lose money. It's not very often you make money when you buy bikes and cars, is it? But overall, it's been my go-to bike. Have I had any problems with it? Well, the answer to that is the only problem I've had with this is I've not been able to ride it enough because I just sometimes don't have time to. That is the only problem that I've had with this. It's been absolutely fantastic bike, it really has. I cannot fault it at all. I've said on many occasions, if people are looking at them and thinking about buying one and you're a little bit on the fence, well, believe me, you don't need to be. You won't regret it, I'm pretty sure of that. The riding position is just perfect for me. Yeah, I've heard a few complaints about the foot pegs being it where your calf muscles, and to be honest, they can be. But I've got used to that. I mean, I've got two of the bikes. I've got the Tracer 900 and the CBR 600. So yeah, it's a completely different bike and vibe to them. But like I said, this has been my go-to bike. I've used that, well sorry, I've used this more than I have those two, which I feel a bit guilty for, but I enjoy riding this so much. I've done a few mods to it since I got it. I put the Royal Enfield Tripper unit on, I've put the shorty fly screen on, put some engine bars on, I've put the pannier rails on and pannier bags which I found on eBay, tank pads, and a touring seat, which has made all the difference to comfort, because that original seat weren't very good at all, like sitting on a piece of wood. But overall, I mean, it's just a great bike for doing what I use it for, which is stuff like this. It's ideal, absolutely ideal. Just for bumbling around that countryside like this, you just can't beat it. When I bought it, it had done, I think it was 974 miles or 934, I can't remember. And as of today, it's done 1749. Yeah, I know it's not mega mileage, but I only go out for little short runs before work and sometimes on a weekend. not very often on a weekend actually. Mainly doing it week before I go to work. So yeah, it's not like I say Starship mileage, is it? But I have got two other bikes, remember. In fact, we'll pull up here and I'll let you have another quick look round bike. It is a nice little spot, this. Oh, there she is. 2023 Interceptor 650 in Barcelona blue. It's got aftermarket powerage pipes on. They came when I bought the bike. I have got the originals as well, in case I ever need to change those, which I doubt. There's that glorious parallel twin air-cooled and oil-cooled engine. I've got some black covers to put on here. I think it might make it look a bit better. Absolutely love that paintwork. There's the tripper unit. There's a doddle to fit. And obviously those pannier rails. Another doddle. Fly screen. That were a little bit more awkward, but probably took about 20-25 minutes, half an hour tops. Engine bars. Again, they were dead easy to fit. Took about 20 minutes. All genuine parts. Just see the, I don't know if you can see that, the RE on there. And that's that touring seat, which I got from the Bingley Wheeler, another YouTube motorcyclist. But yeah, I absolutely love this bike, as I'm sure you all know if you've watched my channel before. I just can't keep off it. Seat height 804mm. Weight I think is about 217 kilograms, but that's a standard with the standard pipes on. I don't know exactly what it'll weigh now. Tyres, these are the Pirellis, can't see the size on them. The Pirelli Phantoms. When they wear out I'll put some Bridgestones on, but yeah, overall a great bike, I'm sure you'll agree, and a lovely looking bike. So yeah, let's hop back on and do a bit more riding, shall we? Oh, I do love the sound of those pipes. Now let's continue. Find it absolutely ideal for roads like this. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'll get a shift on if you want it to, it's not a slow bike. But if you're looking for a sports bike, then I'd look elsewhere, because it's definitely not a sports bike. It's a modern classic. These are bikes that I used to see when I was growing up as a kid. I used to see obviously all the old Royal Enfield, BSAs, Triumphs and stuff like that. And I used to love listening to them and watching them as a kid. And I've held that passion for many years for bikes. But my mother, bless her, would never let me have a bike. But she was always scared of what could happen. I also find this bike very, very comfortable. I mean, I've only got short legs, I've only got, well I say short, 29 inch. I suppose they're medium, aren't they? But on the tracer I had to have it lowered because of that, because I was only nearly tiptoes. And it did cause me a few problems, but this, I've had no problems whatsoever with this seat height. I've heard many complaints about suspension on this, but it is what it is, isn't it? I mean, it's a budget bike. You're not going to get get fantastic handling off a budget bike, are you? I mean, I suppose, there's upgrade kits from YSS and stuff like that. I mean, I did consider that, upgrading suspension, but do you know what? I'm not going to bother. I'm just not gonna. I know that option's always there if I want it, but I'm just not gonna do that, because for sort of riding I don't think it warrants it. So I'm just going to stick with the standard setup, I think. And I find it alright. I mean, obviously if you push it hard, it's going to get a bit out of shape, innit? But other than that, I also considered changing the original indicators in real life. You know, for something that looks a bit more modern, but for me, I don't think it's supposed to look modern. If somebody had make an indicator and a real eye in that style that's already on, I think that you know, an LED version of that, I mean, there might even be one. I'm gonna have to have a good look, see what I can find. Yeah, I'll have to have a good look, see what I can find, because there might well be something like that. Or this, I suppose you could get those little LED indicators, you know, the bulbs, the replacement bulbs. I suppose you could do that. But overall though, I've got no complaints at all with this bike. Absolutely none whatsoever. I absolutely love this engine. And I find it best between 3,000 and 5,000 RPM where it is now. I think that's where the peak torque is. I haven't looked at the figures, by the way, I don't exactly know. But it just seems to run really sweet between 3,000 and 5,000 RPM like that. If you just change just before 5, just under 4, and it just sails along. That's 50 miles an hour. And is that not fast enough on roads like this? So I believe it is. If you're a speed freak, don't buy one of these, because you're going to be disappointed. If you like to get your knee down in corners, don't buy one of these, because again, you're going to be disappointed. But if you want to buy it just to burble about around country lanes like this, just looking at scenery and listening to them exhausts, and just taking it all in and enjoying the experience, then look no further than this, because I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. In fact, I can pretty much guarantee that you won't be. Brakes, I find them to be fine, adequate. It's only got a single disc on the front bi-brake caliper and a single bi-brake on rear, but I find them to be more than good enough. No complaints there from me. Have I got any dislikes? Oh yeah, you've always got one or two dislikes, haven't you? The first one is these mirrors. I just think they look and feel a bit cheap. I know you can get bar ends for these, but to be honest, with access I've got into my back garden, I think bar ends have caused me a few problems, make the bike a bit wider, so I might try and find some chromed versions of these. Might match angle bars a bit better, but after saying that, there's nothing wrong with them. You can see perfectly adequately behind you. Absolutely no problem at all. In fact, while there's nothing behind us, I'll just show you these brakes, quick test. That's the rear brake, no problem at all. The front brake, as you can see there, adequate. Plenty of stopping power. But if you bought one of these, you're not going to be flying anywhere, so you're not going to need to stop quick unless something serious happens, obviously. find the ride, like I mentioned, the riding position, I find it to be ideal for me. Because I've got ankle arthritis, and I do struggle a bit sometimes, on some bikes anyway. But on this one I've never had a problem. I find everything just to be in the perfect place. I think Royal Enfield hit the spot when they built this. Acceleration is fine. That's taking it above the 5,000 RPM, so it's going up to where the power is. That's 60-ish miles an hour. What more do you need than that? See, the brakes are okay. More than enough power for daily riding. Could you tour on it? Yeah, I think you could. In fact, if you look on YouTube, there's plenty of people that have. So yeah, you can. Have no problem at all with this. In fact, if I had time, I'd do one. Overall, a great buy that I've never regretted. Yeah, as you can see, I'm flat-footed, both sides, 804mm seat height. So if you've got a similar leg length to me, then you'll be absolutely fine with this bike. Feels quite balanced. I'm hoping this sunlight's not blowing my footage out, because I forgot to bring an ND filter with me. So we can live in hope. For what I use this for, like I've said, there is no better bike. Yeah, I know you can get the classic 350s and that sort of thing, but that's a different vibe, that, isn't it? It's a completely different bike to this. Just going back to that suspension thing, I've heard a few people, you know, take the top nuts off the front forks and put a few washers in just to compress the springs a little bit more. Now that could be an option, you could do that, because that's going to tighten the front end up a little bit, and I may do that because it is a little bit bouncy on the front end, it has to be said. But it's never been a problem really. It's never caused me any problems anyway. Nice view that, isn't it? Got some lovely views around here. And when I bought this bike, I bought it with those views in mind. That's what I've done. Used it in areas like this, Penistone, Old Firth, up at top of Old Moss. Anyway, with this countryside, in this area, this bike's been. I find it to be so easy to ride this. It'd be ideal for a beginner. You you know, something that's just passed the test, because it's not intimidating at all. Oh, another complaint, these tyres, these Pirelli tyres, tend to track a little bit, you know, on rutted road surfaces like this. You can feel bike tracking as though it's going like that. Now, whether that's because it's a thinner profile tyre, or whether it's just the tyres themselves, I'm not so sure. But I've heard people say, you know, if you put a bit more pressure in, and I have done that, and it does seem to be slightly better. I can't remember what the pressures are, but I think you put a little bit more in than standard, it seems to cure that problem a bit. And yeah, it does. It does make a difference. But also, they say if you put Bridgestone, is it BT 45s on, I think they are, or 46s, that eradicates it altogether. But I'm not going to do that, because being a tight Yorkshireman that I am, I like to get my money's worth out of my tyres. So I'm going to wear these down as much as I can, and then I'll change them. As you can see, not many complaints, but plenty of pluses from me. Gearbox I find to be nice and positive. The clutch is pretty light. I think it's a slipper clutch as well. Overall, I think you can tell that I absolutely love this bike, and I do. I do love it, absolutely. Never regretted for a minute buying this. Lighting's taken care of by a LED headlight with bulb indicators and a bulb rear light. I haven't ridden it at night, so I can't tell you what the headlight's like. I work afternoons, so I'm at work around 11 o'clock at night, so obviously I don't do any riding. I can't comment on the lighting situation, but I've never heard anybody complain, so I think they'll be more than adequate. I do love the sound of those pipes, you know. They're made by Powerage. I don't know where they're from. I don't know if they're from India, if they're an Indian brand or what. I have got no idea whatsoever. Like I said, they were on the bike when I bought it, and that's with the baffles in. I think if you took them out, they'd be obnoxiously loud. Yeah, overall, my review on this bike, I'm going to score it a 10 out of 10 because I love it that much. Yeah, it's not technical, all it's got is ABS, but what more do you want? Why would you need rider modes anyway? I mean, I've got a Mod Tracer and never use them, just leave it in standard mode. For normal road riding, if you're thinking about one of these, just buy it. Honestly, just get it. Don't hesitate. See if you can talk your wife or your partner into letting you buy one if you're having any food problems, or if you've got a couple of other bikes like I've got. Offer to buy them a new kitchen. or some new clothes, or take them on holiday or whatever. In other words, bribe them so that you can go out and buy one of these. Be warned, if you do, you won't be able to keep off it, because I certainly can't. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've stuck around till the end to hear my review on this bike. If you have and you've enjoyed this video, can you pop a like on and perhaps consider subscribing? I do appreciate it. So yeah, thank you very much, and hopefully I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.